Hello, welcome back. What do we have here? This is a fantastic cutaway model of a motor car of the 1960s. It was produced by Hohm. A little bit of history to it. Hohm was actually a car dealership owner in the 1930s for Opel motor cars in Germany, and he collaborated with a friend of his who was the publisher of instructional manuals for the driving test at the time, and they understood that a person coming to the situation where they wanted to learn to drive perhaps wouldn't have any concept of what a motor car was all about and the processes involved. So they collaborated and produced a model very similar to what we have here, and it has cutaway areas. You can see here, so the diff there, you've got the crown wheel, and you can see the pinions, and it all works. The electrics work, even the engine here. When the pistons reach top dead center, end of the spark plug at the gap, a little light fires to simulate what would happen in a combustion engine. The steering works, the gearbox works, the handbrake. It's a joy really, and it's all original. So, you know, not only is it being completely untouched, it's still got its original paint, the original varnish, and it still works. We've plugged it in, we were quite brave, we plugged it in, and indeed it does work. These were a very, very costly thing to produce, and so it wasn't every driving school that could afford them. In total, I think they produced about 7,000 of them, and how many remain, I don't know, but you don't see them that often. They're not common things. And who buys them now? Well, the kind of people who want good talking points, petrol heads, something for the man cave. I think it's a fantastic. I'd love this, but sadly my wife wouldn't let me have it. It's such a super thing. Originally, the original model was 1938, I believe, and it was based on an Opel, because obviously Emil Hohm was he owned a dealership, a Opel dealership, and they exhibited it at the 1939 motor show, and it caused such a wow with the crowds. It drew such a crowd of people trying to work it and go through the procedures and all the rest of it. They thought, hang on a minute, this could be a winner. So they started to produce them. Value wise, I think it's worth every penny of £1,000 to £1,500, because they're very few and far between now. You see some in specialist sales of automobilia and classic cars. They crop up. Usually they've been fully restored. This hasn't. This is as it left the factory. So to me, that's better. Such a super thing. I would absolutely love it, but sadly I can't. But it could be yours.